Okay, everyone, welcome back. DSP versus the Internet, episode 88 rolls on. We're in our final hour of the submissions to your video. So let's see what else people had in store for us. We had some creepy stuff here. Let's see what's next. Whoa. Oh, Jesus, you fucker. He put a jump scare at the beginning of his video.
Everybody. I wish I could go out into social gatherings of more than 6 people and compare costumes, but our government hates poor.
Well, I guess it's a COVID-related video. So what he's doing, he's comparing, oh yeah, look, he's comparing American versus Japanese versions of horror movies. Oh, that's neat. Okay, I kind of like that idea. All right, let's do that. Let's watch some of this. This is a good horror-themed one for Halloween. Sweet.
This didn't affect my experience. Ringu doesn't look great, and Ring is green. Not in love with either look, so really no strong opinion on this. When it comes to technical things, I think the Ring used editing much more effectively and the music also feels more appropriate. The hard thing about comparing these two is that on paper, they are nearly identical.
Oh, wow.
They both follow the exact same plot beats and nothing major is changed in this aspect. 2 teenage girls hang out, but one is killed because they watched the tape. Single mom reporter related to the girl that died investigates the tape. She watches the tape and is cursed. She teams up with her ex, who also watches the tape.
Roll credits. That was very student film.
Her child watches a copy of the tape. They find out the tape is cursed by a ghost who was abused and killed by a parental figure, thus making them a vengeful spirit. They find the well she drowned in and put her to rest. Ex-boyfriend is still killed by the ghost. Reporter realizes you can pass the curse on to someone else to save yourself, so she gets ready to save her son. I will say The Ring is almost 30 minutes longer than Ringu, and almost all of it is dedicated to adding more creepy shit plaguing the main character. It may seem like fluff, but honestly it kind of helped. My major gripe with Ringu is I felt that it heavily dragged in the middle. These scenes in Ring helped keep my attention and added to the creepy atmosphere, so these additions weren't detrimental in any way. In Ringu's favor, I will say it's more subtle than The Ring. Like,
I'll be honest, I think Ringu is better, and the reason I think Ringu is better is because it looks more realistic. The entire video movie of the original Ring, the American version or English version, like he said, it has this bizarre green filter, which they thought would make it creepier, but it just makes the whole movie look odd. And then there's a lot of unnatural shit that happens that, like on the farm, that isn't fully in the original, that is a little different, and I don't like it as much. I actually feel like Ringu feels like this could happen to someone. So, and then Ring just feels like it's kind of just trying to be a horror movie, right? I think that's the difference. Ava Cowboy fan, yes, your videos have been approved. We may watch them today, depending. We're in our final hour here, so you got a good chance. Lady Charisma says there's just something different about Asian horror that hits differently than Western. Yeah, and what you'll see if he does The Grudge, that is so interesting because basically the American version copied the Japanese, like it's the same movie. Some American girl goes to Japan and then it's like the same movie. It's very weird.
Ring more explicitly tries to explore themes about technology and motherhood. I am not going to say that it is terrible, because what is tough about Ringu and The Ring is these differences become much louder when you are actively comparing them. Like, there's the scene where the reporter lady is just looking at an apartment building nearby, and you see a mother flipping on a TV and leaving her daughter. You might think that is not subtle at all if you are thinking about Ringu, but when you just watch Ring, you go,
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
I think both explore their themes pretty well, but you may get different mileage out of it depending on your cultural knowledge. The best way to examine this is to compare the final 15 minutes of both.
The other thing is, in Ringu, the kid, obviously he's like weird, but in Ring, they make him look, the kid looks too stupidly weird. Like, they purposely darken under his eyes and shit, so he looks like he's possessed or something. It was overdone in my opinion.
Both films.
And still, for the record, I saw The Ring first and then Ringu. When I saw The Ring, it scared the fucking shit out of me. Because this was early 2000s. This kind of horror was not known in the United States. You know, you had slasher horror and shit. You didn't have this crazy supernatural curse shit. So I legit got scared. It was actually hurting my sleep cycle for like 2 weeks. I couldn't fucking get a sound night's sleep.
After over an hour, the audience finally gets to the moment they have been waiting for. The grand reveal of the creepy TV ghost girl. Sadako in Ringu, and Samara in The Ring. As stated before, Ringu is worse looking due to the time it came out and budget. There is, however, strong, creepy visuals.
No, again, take a look at this. That looks realistic, doesn't it? That looks real. When you see the Ringu ghost, it looks fake.
Used to make up for this
Excuse me. The Ringu girl looks real. The ghost in the ring looks fake, is what I meant to say.
fact, and the actress that plays Sadako uses precise movements to make it scarier.
Yeah.
Also this.
Yeah, that's very creepy. The eyeball.
Take that as you will. Ring has Samara, who is actually played by a little girl and uses more details like water coming out of the TV and a static filter being placed on Samara.
Look at that. It looks terrible.
Maybe the stripped down
I'm
version is
sorry.
scarier to
The
you.
face reveal sucks. The face reveal isn't even scary.
But to me, I was much more terrified by the ring. It might be a cultural thing, but
I disagree. I think the Ringu girl is scarier.
it's just my opinion. The last thing to compare is the actual endings. Like I said, both protagonists gain the knowledge that showing a person a copy of the tape will redirect the curse. In Ringu, it is heavily implied the reporter is going to have her own father watch it, thus killing him instead of her son.
お父さん、今からそっちに行くから。お願いがあるの。陽一のためだ。
What adds to the creepiness is it seems that she is asking him as a favor, so he knows what it means to watch the tape.
Oh, wow.
Japanese culture is centered on family, so this might unnerve Japanese viewers more, sacrificing your own father so a new generation can take over.
Huh.
You can also examine that they're killing him with soon-to-be outdated technology. The Ring changes this by having a short scene where she makes the tape and the son asks,
What about the person we show it to?
She stares blankly, not knowing how to answer, and the movie ends. This creates a more broad sense of dread than personal. She might show this tape to a random stranger, and that random stranger could be you. American horror was really obsessed with trying to ground their movies. What made this scary to people was, what if I watched the tape? The DVD of The Ring even has the tape as a special feature, and once it is done, the DVD menu would play a ringing phone.
She's calling
Both
you.
endings are good and creepy, but they were both constructed with two different types of audiences in mind. Look, there are some scenes I like better in Ringu, and there are others I like in The Ring. I wouldn't say either is a masterpiece or anything, but both are pretty good horror movies. You can't go wrong with either, but if I had to pick, I would pick The Ring. Again,
I pick Ringu.
maybe it's my Western brain talking, but the presentation appealed to me more. Not the best way to start saying I prefer the remake, but it is what it is. The Ring was a huge hit, so Hollywood saw the effort Verbinski put into it and said, Is there any other Ghost Girl J horror movies?
Yeah, there's like 700. I think the next one was The Grudge, so I guess we're going to watch The Grudge next.
There are a lot of Ju-on films, and from what I
Ju-on,
can
there
tell,
it
the
is.
series is very confusing. Ju-on The Grudge came out in 2002, but was preceded by 2 direct-to-DVD movies. This series is all over the place, but each is simple to understand, kind of. I said this series was confusing. All follow the same premise. A woman named Kayako is brutally murdered along with her son by her jealous husband. If you enter the house she was killed in, her and her son will haunt you, then kill you. Ju-on is not a perfect film. The story is non-linear for reasons I still have yet to figure out. However, I will say this movie is terrifying.
A lot of creepy scenes. Yeah. Oh, fuck me.
Everything about this film is unnerving. This curse is scarier than The Ring to me because there is no weird loophole. You can't stop it. You enter this house, you will die. I don't agree with the non-linear structure, but it does allow the director to show off as many set pieces as he can within the film's runtime. This was the first film in a long time to genuinely creep me out. This movie was a decent hit, and having been released a little before The Ring made it a prime candidate for a remake. What hack did they get to direct this? The same director as the original. I'm not sure why this decision was made. Maybe the studio was unconfident in getting the feel down. So with it being the same guy, it can't be that bad, right?
It's pretty bad.
I get the feeling that there were a lot of hands in this that limited the original director. For example, the scares of this movie are mostly directly adapted from Ju-on, but have been morphed to have a more jump scare-like quality to them.
Yes. They changed it into a jump scare movie. Yeah.
It cheapens all these terrifying scenes from the original. All the scary parts from this movie range from almost as good as the first time to awful.
Very scary.
Everything about The Grudge is just so derivative compared to Ju-on. Like The Ring, The Grudge had a higher budget than what it was based on, but the money was put into all the wrong places. Ju-on looked cheap, but it almost gave it this amateur grounded feel that made it more creepy. One of the best things about the movie is the contrast between the colorful outside world and the darkness of Kayako's house. It gives it a sense of mystery and dread that is...
By the way, we'll move on after this, but these are the two that I know of. If I don't know the other ones, then I probably wouldn't even be able to like the video. Again, 23 minutes, perfect for a long form react for like October, right? If we could watch the whole video and I could comment on it, but yeah.
So important for a film like this. The Grudge was definitely shot on better cameras, but the whole film is gray and shot so flatly. There is nothing interesting to look at visually in a movie where visuals are the most important thing. You also need strong actors so we can feel fear with them. Japanese acting is a lot more expressive, so the original has great reactions to the scares. The American ones feel so ungenuine, which makes it harder as a viewer to feel scared. Speaking of the characters, one of the most probable studio mandates was all the main characters needed to be white.
Yeah.
That is not surprising, but in a weird turn of events, the movie is still set in Japan and the ghosts are still Japanese. It creates a very uncomfortable subtext. Part of what makes Ju-on scary is the idea of a home being unsafe. A place of comfort has become a curse of death. By making all the characters in The Grudge white, it removes this as they are all visitors who are there for work reasons.
Konnichiwa. Watashi wa Karen. Anata wa?
It also pushes this idea of other cultures are scary because you are watching Americans be killed by Japanese ghosts. That's what you get for trying to educate yourself on other people's cultures. The only changes this movie makes is that it cuts some of the other victims to streamline the plot to surround Sarah Michelle Gellar. This really messes with the pacing because now you have to deal with more plot, which is neither of these movies' strong suits. This movie was bad, but having rode on the success of The Ring, it was successful. This opened the floodgates for Hollywood to demand more J-horror remakes. But as they churned out more of these, the effort got low. The original Dark Water came out in 2002.
Yeah, Dark Water was another one. Man, I saw all of these at the time. I was like fascinated with J-horror, so I started watching a bunch. Dark Water, the Japanese version is much better than the American version of Dark Water. Oh God, how many of these does he go into? There's like another 3 or 4 more. One Missed Call was Japanese. I didn't even know that. All right. Okay, this is something I'd like to watch later. I'm not going to watch the whole thing because this is a clip show. I want to move forward. I like that video. I'd like to watch more of that. Okay. Really? Hidden details of Red Dead 2. Remove the saddle from your horse after a long run during the day. You get some sweat marks. And then he poops. There was a movie called The Ring versus The Grudge. I saw, yeah, there was a movie. It wasn't Ring versus Grudge. I think it was Sadako versus something else. So basically how, you know, we have like Godzilla versus Kong. So in Japan, they kept putting the Japanese ghosts against each other. It was like Sadako versus something else. And then there was another one. This was the dumbest movie ever. It was like called Sadako's or something like that, or Sadako's Curse. There was a zillion Sadakos. Like what happened is if you see the tape, then you mutate into a Sadako monster that starts killing people. It was the dumbest movie ever. So that's what I mean. Like the first movie's a great idea. Let's keep making sequels. And the next thing you know, you have like a 17 movie franchise and none of the other movies make any fucking sense. They're all terrible. That's what they always do. They got to run that shit into the ground to make as much money as possible. You know, it's so stupid. Blood washes off Arthur's body with water. Dude. Yeah, it was Sadako versus Kayoko. That's what it was. I saw it. I can't remember it, though. I remember watching it ages ago, but I don't remember the movie at all. Sadako versus Kayako. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck Kayako is. Yikes, those are bad cuts. Cats can be spotted with rats. Oh, look at that! The cat caught the rat. And it's got weird jiggle physics. Oh, blub, 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 blub. Horses' muscles visibly contract during walking and running. Very realistic. Look at that. You shoot a store order and come back 2 days later, you can see bandages in the area you shot him. Wow. How can you have a bandage in his forehead?
Welcome. Come have a look around.
What? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Martha's clothes are covered in snow and he gets inside a warm area and you can see the snow slowly start to melt. Turns wet and disappears. Different events that happen as you explore the map of Red Dead Redemption 2. There's environmental events that can happen in certain areas. Bar fight. Two guys, maybe not a bar fight.
Well, that's what you do, huh?
No, it was a bar fight. It was a saloon. Never mind. Wild animals can be spotted eating the corpses of other animals. Makes sense. I think it's scripted though. Like, I think it just happens randomly on the map, but it's scripted stuff. Yeah. NPCs will try their best to breathe if you drop them just at the right point of water. Yeesh. That's messed up, man. What's up, King Michael? That's disturbing. You're drowning the guy. Jeez.
Now shut the hell up!
You got them at a deeper point than you drowned. Well, yeah, that's what would happen. Yikes. Alright, see, this is alright, but I'm kind of bored. Let's go to the next video. I am kind of bored with this one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to feel that one. Now, from watching your show, I understand it helps if you touch your eyes?
So, alright, can I be honest? Like, I totally understand this show, the Hot Ones idea, but when you start putting animated characters into it, it loses its appeal. Isn't the whole idea of the show is that people who are like prominent actors, musicians, politicians, celebrities do it? This person is not real. Peter Griffin may have been around for 25 years on Family Guy, but he's not real. So why do I care if you animated him eating chicken wings? I don't get it. I really don't understand it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Peter Griffin. He's a titan of the American sitcom and star of Family Guy, which celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. Peter Griffin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, your show's not going to work on me. I came here already crying and snotting and diarrhea-ing.
Okay, so I take it you've seen the show before.
Are you the guy that makes glitter bombs go off when people steal packages?
No.
Are you the guy that pays for expensive eye surgery for people?
Also no.
Are you female bloopers?
No.
Wait, are you the hot sauce guy?
Yeah, that's me. That's pretty much all I've told you so far, but I'm happy you're here.
It's nice to be a part of the decline of American journalism.
Apparently there's Family Guy hot sauce. This is is actually the first ever episode of Hot Ones I've ever seen. I've never seen this show before, so this will be fascinating. However, my wife is arriving home as we speak. So if you guys could make it, wait a second here. I'm just going to pause, and I'll be back, and we'll watch it. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's continue with the Peter Griffin Hot Ones. I've never seen these before, ever. Not once have I seen an episode.
Peter, I know you're strapped for time and have opted for a 5-wing gauntlet, but as a forewarning, I do have to say it's a very steep ramp up today, but we'll start with our most mild sauce. It's called Baby's Whisper.
Oh, that reminds me, I left my baby in the car.
Oh my God, do you want to go get him?
Nah, the windows are up, so he can't get out.
So, you come from a very funny family, and you're one of the greatest TV dads of all time. Off the top of your head, and without thinking about it too much, who's your favorite kid?
I'd have to say Bart. Hey, you don't mind if I keep my luggage under the table here,
He
do
said
you?
Bart.
I'm a little weird about leaving it alone.
No, you have a very long leash on this show, all right? Whatever makes you comfortable, Peter. On that note, are you ready to move on here to the next sauce?
What you didn't eat? What happened?
You know, you came in so hot before, I almost forgot to ask. How are you around spicy food?
Fine, I've had every strain of COVID, so I taste nothing.
That's the first time I've heard that one. Now, we don't often talk about relationships here on Hot Ones, but you and Lois are such an iconic couple. What's the secret to a happy and healthy marriage?
You know, you learn to appreciate the little things that you do for each other. Also, I did ayahuasca in Peru and had sex with God, but let's not talk about that. I'm here to celebrate Family Guy's 25th anniversary.
All right. Well, on that note, are you ready to move on to the next sauce?
Oh, so the host eats it too? I never even knew that the host eats the wings.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to feel that one. Now, from watching your show, I understand it helps if you touch your eyes?
No, it's the exact opposite. Be careful around your eyes.
Should I touch your eyes?
No, please don't.
Camera guy Bill's eyes?
You know what, Peter? I think we need to move this along. Why don't we just skip to the hottest sauce?
Satan's Taint.
Yeah, I can see how hot it is from the bottle. It's just a picture of the devil blasting out of a guy's butthole. All right, give me that. Down the hatch.
No! Peter! You're only supposed to put a little extra on the last wing.
Scott, will you excuse me for a second?
It's Sean, actually.
I don't care. I need a moment.
Hello?
Lois, you need to come get me immediately. Sean is very mean.
Okay, what is going on? What are you talking about?
I lied about having COVID to be a big shot, and now I'm in a lot of trouble.
Peter?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Peter! Are you okay?
Oh, God, I touched it.
What?
I went from wing to it.
What's it?
What's your number? I'll text you.
Maybe we should just get back to the interview. You know, what can you tell us about the Halloween special? Spooky specials are a time-honored sitcom tradition.
Oh, for God's sake, it's pumpkins and ghosts. What else would it be? I'm dying. Should I dunk it in a glass of milk?
I'm not sure that'll help.
Sean, I think we're past the milk. Do you have any towels that aren't white, Sean? Like brown with some red? Sean?
Peter, I'm not really supposed to leave my seat.
Sean, listen to me very carefully.
I'm gonna be honest, it's actually not that good. Like, some of the humor earlier on was good, but I don't think it's that good anymore. Like, I'm not even laughing at this. Here's the deal. You see a real celebrity, a real human, right, do that. You might see them break out of their comfort zone or their public persona that you're used to seeing, and then it's entertaining. This is just a character that's a fictional character from Family Guy. It's stupid. I don't understand it. I don't know why they're doing it with fictional characters. The idea is that you see a human do this taste test and then, oh my God, you know. So I'll be honest, this is dumb. Okay, folks, we got one more part of DSP versus the Internet, episode 88, and I'll see you for it next.